stage like that the other night. What was that like?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, he's been practicing really hard since last spring, and I mean, the last 2 weeks with the bye week too, it kind of the intensity just kind of ramped up, and so I kind of knew what I was going to see out there, and he was ready to go, and I was just super proud of him. See the development over his freshman year to this year, to be able to get in there, run hard, and then have all the explosives. That was really, really cool to see.
What was the most encouraging part, or part that you liked the most about what he did?
Just how physical he ran. People, they like the big screenplay and the big runs and the run to ice the game, but how he ran so efficiently throughout the game. He ran hard, he ran tough, he ran physical. That was the most exciting thing to see, and then he protected the passer really well too.
You guys preached all offseason, just how deep the running back room was. And even in the preseason, it almost felt like Sire and Malik were the two main focus. So how does this kind of reinforce that depth that you guys have?
I mean, the main thing is just people need to come out and practice hard every single day and then just keep developing. But the depth is there. They just had to get more comfortable with game reps, because that's what a lot of those guys were lacking. And then, obviously we got down in the situation week 1, so we couldn't really run the ball as much as we wanted to in that second half. But to see how they played versus Eastern, and then to come back and practice hard again and then show it again versus Air Force was really cool to see. I thought they all played really well.
We were talking with Maddox last week, and he was telling us about Dylan, and he said, when he was a freshman, I think the simplest way to put it is maybe acting like a freshman at times.
Mm-hmm.
And even talking with Dylan, he laughed after the game. And how much have you seen him grow though, to get to this point? Because I asked Spence about this too. It seems like something he might have in common with Ashton is his teammates love him and they want to play for him.
No doubt. I think what happened to him off the field this year, I mean, when you have those type of situations in life, I think they can take you two different ways. And I think for him, it really kind of hardened and calloused him, and it made him really enjoy just coming out to practice and playing football and taking his mind off things. And so I just think really he's really diligent at practice every single day, and he's just developing really, really well right now. He still has a lot of room to grow, but to see him go out there and do what he did at that high of a level, it's just, I mean, it's a testament to him. He listens really well, and he works really hard.
And I know you obviously get to see him hit top speed in practice, but it feels like for the most part, it feels like you guys are working in, more of a confined area.
Oh yeah.
So to see him in a game against another opponent, get out there and hit top end speed, what's that like for you?
So for me, throughout the week, I'm always watching with Coach Hilgart how fast they're running in practice, and so I really utilize those GPS units to make sure, when we're getting run reps in practice, you guys see them, we're finishing through every single time, and I want to make sure they're getting 90% of their max GPS. So when they get out there on game day, it's not like they're going from 16 miles an hour and trying to hit 20. They're already peaking through at that 90% throughout the week. And so once they get out there on game day, it's not going to be anything different. They're not trying to pop the clutch in the fourth gear when they haven't been in fourth gear for 2 weeks or a week.
Is that a philosophy you have based, you guys have, and I know Genty is a big part, but it's still happening. You guys have more long touchdown runs than any team in America. Does that play into that a little bit, you think?
Well, I think a lot of it is we spend a lot of time with the O-line, just knowing what they're doing in front of us. And so I feel like when you, it's kind of power and control as a running back, we know exactly where everybody's going in front of you. And then you're able, to troubleshoot runs and do different things when you see, when you see the picture so well. And so it usually takes that first year before they can understand the line calls and the defensive front structures to see where everybody's going. But once it clicks, they start to play really, really fast, and instead of reacting to everything, they play with anticipation.
Is Dylan's nickname fitting? And what did he hit on that one?
He was pretty high. I think he was almost speeding in a school zone. So
We've talked so much about him, but yet and I know it's just a piece of paper, but the depth chart comes out on Monday. He's still listed as third string.
Yeah.
How do you kind of look at how the three of those guys and how you're going to find a ways to get them all out there?
That depth chart is pretty cool, huh? We're going to do some different things with them, but it's just kind of feeling who gets in rhythm in the game, and then whoever gets hot. I can kind of tell based off how they're running. I see him enough every single day to see, okay, he's ready to roll. And then obviously it's the efficiency piece. If you go out there and your first 2 runs aren't very efficient, I'm not going to keep you out there, especially with the room that we have. I have the ability to rotate you. And then obviously situationally, there's certain things that some of them do better than others, and so in those certain situations, I'm going to play different guys, you know, just based off what we're doing.
When I was a kid, split backs, 2 backs in the backfield, very common.
Yeah.
How difficult or how drastically different is that philosophy than using one?
It's not too different. I mean, because if you look at certain sets, 3x1, 2x2, where those tight ends are kind of off, you can kind of see the picture of what it would be with split backs, and so it's kind of using your imagination and then trying to build those plays in, and because it's really just like one of the running backs replacing the tight end for what he'd be doing. You might not run the same route, you might get to it a little bit differently, but it's just using your imagination on those and then being able to fit those pieces into those spots.
As you up on the cage, like it's not often that somebody can steal the attention away on a 75-yard touchdown run. But how hard did he try on that play to do that?
Hey, so as soon as he ran off the field, I mean, he trucked that guy. So, you know, we send everybody through the blaster, you know, in ball security circuit. So I'm guessing that blaster worked for Cage right there because he ran through him and he just kept running. But the best part about that was when Dylan scored the little jump at the end. The athleticism that Cage showed on that play was unreal.
Do you have to look at the possibility of starting Dylan and or giving him more carries? Because the last 3 weeks is just kind of, you know, situational type stuff.
Yeah.
He's obviously earned pretty good stuff.
Without a doubt. And yeah, I mean, he went out there on game day and he showed it. I think, what do you have, 9 yards of carry, 5 touchdowns? You can't deny that. And he did that with a tough physical defense like Air Force. And so, yeah, he definitely earned a higher role with
Do you
that.
see him starting Saturday?
Huh? Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
How do you look at Sire? I mean, I know he was limited with what he could do, but even in his 3 runs, I think he averaged over 10 yards a carry or whatever. I mean, obviously people are kind of, Dylan's the hot name right now, but I mean, obviously Sire came in with big expectations.
Wow, without a doubt. And, you know, the main piece with that last week was just practice. You know, like, if you don't practice throughout the week, you know, and he's not old enough to hold, and he doesn't have the game reps and the experience to be able to rehab throughout the week. And we don't preach that here. Tuesday and Wednesday are work days. If you're kind of battling back from something on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to be in a more limited role because you're going to get slow speed reps and then limited reps on Friday because those are the only times we ramp it up. And so that's what it was with Cy last week. And so, and especially with those young guys, they need to see the pictures throughout the week. They don't, like I was just saying, they don't have the experience to just go out there and play because they just haven't seen it. And so that was just the situation with Cy. And so, you know, he got rehabbed up. He was ready to go for game time on Saturday. And so that's why he played a limited role.
Sherrod also had a pretty explosive run there. I mean, it seems like you guys have such a talented running backs room, but also that comes with a high IQ. I mean, are these guys just film junkies on the off days? I mean, how does that work?
Well, it's been good that I've had them for multiple years now, and they got to sit in there when we were doing pre-draft stuff with Deuce and then just all the O-line play, because I got an O-line background. I GA'd with the O-line for 2 years, and so I try to teach them it more than just aiming points and one guy reads. I try to teach them holistically what they're seeing, and once they start to see the picture, you start to see things like that, what happened on last Saturday.
This isn't meant to be a loaded question, but it is what it is. What would you say to somebody that questions like Ashton's maybe athleticism, his agility, or his ability to run over people?
No, just turn the tape on. That's it. Like, you know, I talk to Deuce, we text back and forth probably once a week, and, you know, I mean, the same thing we told him here, just block out the outside noise, go play football, but it's his 3rd game in the NFL, you know, so he's going to get better and better, and I know he will, but, you know, like, I don't listen to any of the critics. I saw him live every day for what, 2.5 years, and so, I mean, he trusts his speed, his agility, and what he can do with the ball in his hands. It's just all about him getting comfortable in the NFL, and that's a transition for everybody that plays at that level.
Did he say anything to Dylan that you know of about that game he had? That was kind of a genty game. Pipe in, you guys.
What's the Genty game? I mean, those guys, they talk to him throughout the week, every week, and so I don't know exactly what they say to each other, but they're always watching each other, so it's pretty cool.
Any more? Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.